the biggest thing for me is to say something that just gets you to think. I don't care if you like it or you don't like it. I just want you to think out of your normal. You know what I mean? We want to think laterally more, and we're just in a world sometimes where we're just inundated with so much stuff. We're not being creative thinking.
Yeah.
Creative doesn't necessarily mean drawing a picture. You can creatively think about something. You think out of the box. A lot of times we suffer because we don't realize that there's more than one way to solve a problem, or you can walk this direction, or you can stop. Like, I implore you every once in a while to take a different direction or route back to your home. You live in the same neighborhood for years. You may not have gone down a block. You may find something wonderful there. So that's the other thing about the quotes. You know, some things.
5.9 second applause for that, man. I say that, you know, I lived in the same apartment for 10 years in New York City. I'm not from New York City. The same apartment for 10 years. That's almost unheard of. And I did it because I liked the neighborhood, but it took me probably about 4 or 5 years to start walking a different way home.
Yeah, love it.
That's when I realized, you know, I think I'm gonna stick around here.
Well,
I didn't realize the liquor store delivered. If I didn't walk this way home, I wouldn't have found that out.
I say this, it's not the greatest, most conscious thing ever. It's more than just that. Because the other reason why you want to walk different ways, and if you live in a certain hood, it's because there is a few people that know your routine.
Yeah.
You know, so outside on the esoteric kind of enlightened ascension aspect of it, it's I live in the hood, especially I tell young ladies this, if you walk home by yourself, never go the same way, never walk with your head down. So it's, once again, it's problem solving, it's being creative in what you're doing, but I put another face on it.
Because every time you see that dude that sells the cigarettes outside the train station, I see him every day. That means he sees me every day.
Right, exactly.
People know your business in the hood. And a lot of people that may be listening, some of them may not live in the hood where they experience that. But there's at least 2 or 3 people that know everything about you. There were people that knew I did music in my hood and were walking up to me all of a sudden because they rap. And I'm like, dude, you have never said, I've been living in this neighborhood for over 20 years. You never said anything to me. But you found out I do shows in Lower East Side. Wow.
Yeah. Let's do this. I want to run through some of these before we rotate a segment. I want to run through some of these quotes from Conscious's ebook, Clear and Lucid and Natural and Simple. I never feel the need to tell someone about their self. What do you mean by that?
It's not my job to tell people about themselves.
Where did that thought come from then?
Because Twitter. That's Twitter. A lot of
4.6 seconds.
I don't judge folks, man. And I think the biggest part of growth with a human in development and getting further and excelling in life is not to judge and to separate your ego. Your ego is important. You know, you can't just get rid of it. You use it for its purpose. You know what I mean? Don't allow it to run you. But that I had to tell her. No, you didn't. You didn't have to tell her nothing. You know, it's not your obligation to, especially another adult, about themselves. Like, what does that say about you, actually, that you're telling somebody about yourself? Not to tell you about yourself or telling about, oops, I keep bumping into the thing. You know, so that's where that came from. It's just after a while you get kind of like annoyed by it.
If the kids are dancing, it's actually a good thing.
All right.
Yes.
Remember when the Dougie came out? Chicken noodle soup, all these things. If a kid is dancing, let a kid dance. Now, when a 40-year-old is trying to dance with kids and it's a little weird, maybe might not. But it's just funny to me. You know, everybody got mad. He said Soulja Boy killed hip hop and all these different things, man. If people are moving and people are feeling good about something, that's very important.
What about the pop that dance? What if kids are popping that?
We're not talking about that. Which that's something else. I ain't got
like them little Dominican kids on YouTube.
The statement was definitely. The statement is about people that get mad about the dancing when it's in that hip hop area. You know what I mean? Especially like your chicken noodle soups and like little kids dancing, doing little stuff. You know?
Yeah, basically let a kid be a kid.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than them shoot each other because we're losing a lot of children to gun violence. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see that than them smoking, because they smoking, they getting high. They doing all kinds of stuff. Let them dance. Let them dance.
Man belongs to the world, not the other way around.
Everybody always wants to conquer nature. Like, I'm gonna shoot these animals and I'm gonna climb on this mountain. I'm on top of Mount Everest. You are nature. You conquer yourself. Now, if you don't conquer yourself, conquer that beast that's in you that this allows you from being free and being the person that you should be. You know what I mean? And being caught up by the stimulus outside of you. But no, you belong to the world. You are a part of the world. Why would you want to conquer the world? That's kind of insane.
4.6 second applause. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, in my opinion, is nothing for a 5 to 7 year old to watch.
Unless that 5 or 7 year old has their old soul where they understand and process all of life, and I doubt it. No kid needs to watch. That show is great. It's great for me to watch, but it's just too much. It's too much for these kids. Cause you ever watch kids and they be doing weird stuff? It used to be kids just do weird stuff because they do weird stuff. Now they just emulate what they see in a cartoon. Like even with my sisters, I used to watch them. What's the joint with Rigby and
the bird and the
the bird, the robin, and the beaver, whatever he is. All their mannerisms came from the cartoon. I was realizing this.
Wait, explain the way you said your little brother and sister?
No, my little sisters. They're not even little. Like, they're grown now. And my sister actually called me the other day to tell me, I am not your little sister anymore. Like, really mad at me.
Right.
Oh, man. That was cute, though. I loved her for it. I'm actually wearing my sister's hoodie. She got me this.
Word up.
I don't wear stripes or orange, but I wear this with pride because she got it from me.
What's your sister's name?
Olivia.
Shout out to Olivia.
Hey, Olivia.
We are technology.
We are. You gotta do some research. I'm not gonna explain that.
As we sit here on internet radio.
Google it. Hashtag Google it.
Right. I'm gonna let the last one be, of course, your last one, and of course, believe in you.
That's important, man. You know, when I was younger, actually, I remember I went to church for a long time. You know, and this is just an interesting thing. When you go to church, especially go to black church, Jesus loves you, Jesus loves you. The whole thing is Jesus loves you.
Right.
You know, just like in relationships, do I love you, do I love you, do I love you? Thing is, at the end of the day, okay, if Jesus loves you, he's always going to love you. You got to love yourself for it to matter. You can't love people. You can't be in a warm relationship if you don't know yourself and love yourself so that relationship could work. So I can believe in you as much as possible, but I've seen that doesn't really affect people that much. It may a small amount, but if you don't believe in yourself, you can't be effective. You can't reach the goals that you set for yourself or the intentions. So I say believe in you, and it's definitely an affirmation. You go to irconscious.com, the first thing you see, not my face, but believe in you in the header, because it's the impression I want to leave with people. Unfortunately, we don't realize that sometimes it's sight, sound, and a bunch of other things that affect us, subconsciously. So I said, if I'm going to say something, what is the first thing I'm going to say to you, and what is the last thing I'm going to say to you? And it's believe in you, and then we'll have a conversation.
Yeah. 5.9 second applause, man. Tasty Quiche Conscious, I want to